Всем привет. Ну давай, Трова, поговори со мной. Молодец. Это я такая громкая? Надо, может быть, потише сделать. Или у меня уши такие громкие? Ну-ка. Это я такая громкая? Надо, может, потише сделать. Господи, 5 раз. Ай, везде заговорила. Так, ладно. Здесь мы запустились. Давай, YouTube и... Да, все. На YouTube мы тоже есть, отлично. Так, ну, можно убирать заглушку. И погнали. У меня аж целых 3 дня, чтобы пройти этот ивент. Ну, ладно, на самом деле я его собираюсь пройти за сегодня. Как обычно. Но в этот раз что-то я затянула с ним. А еще я пролентяйничала. В итоге не прошла еще квест Ризли. Ну ладно, это как-нибудь потом. Так. Как мы это смотрим? У нас, кстати, уже новый ивент. Привет, Стаси, привет, Паймон, привет, Юр. Так, вот, по идее, у нас вот этот... Да, вот это он. Ну, погнали. Юра, ты заметил завтрашний длинный-предлинный стрим? На который мы собирали денежку. Сколько? Полгода, нет? Так. Ну, сейчас будет трындёж. Готовимся.
Looks like you're having fun. What's the occasion this time? Oh, do I spy a traveler and a Paimon? We were just talking about you. This is more serendipitous than finding Mora after face planting on the road.
It's been too long. I'll bet you have some thrilling new tales from your journey to fill me in on. I can see it in your eyes. Excellent! I knew I could count on you.
What were you talking about before we got here? Something fun? Or something delicious?
We were talking about one certain traveler, and how two's company, but three's a crowd, as the inseparable duo tore around Tibet, making 4 friends here and 5 more there, often at 6s and 7s as they brave the lakes and seas, collecting pieces of 8 and countless other treasures. They clearly must have 9 lives. Wink, wink. Let's hope they have less than 10 deaths.
Вот наговорила. Нет, вот, блин, я завтра на хоккей еду и пиццу доела уже. Ну как так-то? Ну слушай, есть шанс, что ты успеешь съездить и на хоккей и вернуться, потому что стрим-то реально длинный. Он начнется в 1 дня. И, ну, я думаю, что до часов до 9 обычно он длится. Так что, может быть, ты успеешь вернуться. Или наоборот. Не, ну скорее вернуться, наверное, да.
Shortly, you may attend a grand banquet at Stone Gate. All will be dressed to the nines for majestic food and fine wines. And after 8 long drinks and 7 shorts, they'll each write 6 lines 5 times. You've been to all 4 corners of the world, so in 3 short seconds, can you guess from these 2 stanzas of 1 speech each what this event is about?
Господи, мне не нравится этот ивент. Если так будет каждый раз по 6 диалоги по 6 строк, я отказываюсь его проходить. Может, как-то это меньше словоблудия, пожалуйста. Это даже читать это утомительно. Ладно, давайте праздник поэзии.
Correct! It's a poetry gala, and Mondstadt and Liyue are hosting it together.
Плюс 4 часа должен успеть. Хоккей в 17:30 нашего. 2 часа примерно плюс дорога. Ну, условно говоря, ну даже с 4 часа. Это если он в 6, в 10, а для нас это минус 4. Короче, ничего не знаю, что был завтра. Это ж хоррор-стрим, это ж вместе с Мальвиной, это ж классика. Такое, мне кажется, нельзя пропускать.
Do you still remember the promise I made to the distinguished director Who here during the Lantern Rite?
Oh, something about writing poetry together?
Капли в глаза будут, я чуть сомневаюсь.
That's right. At the dinner table that night, I just knew this young bard was a rare talent with exceptional taste. You know, it's rare to encounter such a kindred spirit.
Юный бард, которому несколько тысяч лет.
And now, I finally seized the chance to collaborate. It took me much trekking across the land to petition Eugene Terrace and contact the Knights of Favonius, but eventually...
Ну, я Мальвине сегодня скажу, напомню про капли. Правда, чувствую, что мне эти капли... Ладно, не буду продолжать эту мысль. Но я могу попробовать напомнить.
In the spirit of friendship and poetry sharing, I managed to successfully organize the neighboring nation's congenial poetry gala.
Bit of a weird name.
Liyue's poetry is known far and wide, and Mondstadt is the city of wine and song. With two nations teaming up, it'll be double the fun, and a great chance for people from both places to get to know one another.
Но вообще он сказал, что Mondstadt не город поэзии и вина, а песни и вина. Не то чтобы это прям важно, но ладно.
Hutao and I will be the co-hosts for this poetry gala. Of course, I haven't studied the various forms and formalities of Liyue poetry for very long, so please forgive my dreadful performance just now.
Not at all, Venti. You followed my lead most excellently.
You flatter me.
Well, this sounds like fun. Let's get involved.
Да, люблю побаловаться стишками. Нет, мы не любим. Мы вообще ни разу не поэтичные. Ай.
Oh, Paimon, sure you'll be amazing. Remember that time in Liyue when Paimon gave you the first half of a couplet? Wind rises, winds never churn. You came up with the second half right away.
Oh, looks like someone's got a knack for this. Perhaps we'll have to raise the difficulty a little.
Мне кажется, в английском это более похоже было на стих, чем в переводе. Ну ладно.
Alright, so basically you guys are here to discuss the activities for the poetry gala, right?
Oh, looks like little Paimon's brain has gained a wrinkle or two. You guessed it so effortlessly, but you still guessed it wrong.
Huh? Wait, Paimon guessed wrong?
We came here hoping to invite a special guest.
I already told you, I'm not going.
О, Сяо.
Xiao, you're here too!
Never having penned a verse myself, how could I hope to judge the poetry of others? Besides, afflicted with karma as I am, the raucous atmosphere you are cultivating is precisely the kind which I must avoid, as you well know.
Hey now, there's a first time for everything, right? We all start from itsy bitsy spider, but give it a shot and you'll be wandering lonely as a cloud in no time. And you don't even have to join us in person if you really don't want to. You can just watch the party from a nearby mountaintop and cheer us on. But at least head down and take a look first. It's right by the inn, and there's plenty of fun activities to get involved with. It can't hurt to take a quick walk and check things out.
Besides, with the renowned traveler here, what is there to fear?
Мне кажется, присутствие нас это был последний аргумент.
I'll consider it.
It's nearly time. Why don't you all head to the venue and take a look around? Quite a few of your friends should have arrived by now.
Yes, that's right. Venti and I still need to discuss the poem for the opening ceremony. So, we'll catch up with you later. Plus, our Adeptus friend might need a bit more convincing. We'll see if we can coax him down.
Gotcha! We'll be on our way then!
Ну, задушевная встреча.
How about that for an opening?
Yes, I like it. But if we could give it a bit more oomph, it would be even better. I think we should lead with a bang, dip into a slippity slide, then whoosh into a whoop whoop boom! Got it?
Got it. Completely understood.
Угу. Так, куда нас послали? А, даже туда. Ёкалмана. Как же я давно в Льюи не была.
Wow, it's so lively! Didn't think there'd be so many people here already. And a lot of them are familiar faces. Let's go say hi.
А, так это получается место, где граница Льюи и Манштата получается, наверное. Ну-ка. Вот это у нас... Да, наверное, так они разделяются. Окей. О, этих я вижу. Господи, опять забыла, как их зовут. Синси и Чин Юнь.
Well, look who's here. This poetry fest seems to have attracted talent of the highest caliber.
Hey! Shincho and Changyun are here too!
I was actually heading into the mountains to train, but he accosted me on the way and dragged me here.
Oh, how your words wound me. Is it not the responsibility of an exorcist of Liyue to ensure that this celebration of friendship between our two nations stays free of evil spirits? Besides, this is an excellent opportunity to meet heroes who have come from far and wide. Surely, you must be curious as to how that heroine of Mondstadt was able to lift such heavy objects like they were but a feather.
Are you talking about Noelle? Yeah, she's super strong.
Oh? Well, since you are so well acquainted, could we trouble you to introduce us later?
Okay, fine. But don't forget to help me with my investigation like you promised. That's the only reason I agreed to come at all.
Huh? What investigation?
Naturally, I could never forget such a thing. My word is my bond. Relax, dear Paimon. All will be revealed in time.
Okay.
Подозрительно. Так, окей. Кто у нас там еще? Я не вижу. А, Ноэль и Мика, и... Идиона.
Diona! Traveler in Paimon? I didn't expect to see you here. Are you here to mix drinks? That's right. I was specially asked to attend this event on behalf of the Cat's Tail, and I'm also here as a mixologist representing the Mondstadt wine industry. You're representing Mondstadt's wine industry? Oh, you must be hating every minute of it. Of course I hate it! But it's also a perfect chance to destroy the reputation of Mondstadt's wine business once and for all! Opportunities like this don't come around every day, you know.
Мне кажется, или у нее... Я ее голос не узнаю.
Huh? How do you figure that?
У Диона.
All I need to do is add some gross ingredients to the drinks, and I can create the most disgusting concoctions imaginable. Nobody will ever buy wine from Mondstadt again.
Зловещий Диона.
Paimon thinks you'll end up getting the opposite result.
+1 к Паймон.
Just you wait. I ain't about to mess this up. Are you gonna write some poetry with us too? Poetry? I've heard plenty of bards sing in the tavern before, but I've never tried writing any myself. You should join in. It'll be fun. Fine, if I have time.
Так, и Ноэль с Микой.
Mika! Noel!
Oh, it's the Traveler in Paimon.
Are you here for the neighboring nation's congenial poetry gala as well?
Я вообще, кстати, не помню про этот ивент вообще ничего. То есть в трейлере, скорее всего, что-то там показывали, наверное, из этого ивента, но я там скорее помню основной сюжет. Но вообще что-то как-то мимо меня этот ивент проходит.
You said that with a straight face? Is Paimon the only one who thinks it sounds weird?
Representatives? No. Nothing fancy like that. We were sent here by the Knights of Favonius to help maintain order and set up the venue. But I didn't really do anything useful so far. Noelle brought all these tables and chairs here from Mondstadt by herself. She's a true knight.
No, that's just not true. Your efforts were indispensable. You selected the venue, drew up the layout, and so on. Also, you're the true knight here. I'm still in training. If anything, I should be addressing you as Sir.
What? No. Please don't. Just keep calling me Mika.
Why does it feel like these two could keep this up all day?
Anyway, Master Jane did say that as long as we keep on top of our work, we should take a look around while we're here and get involved in the poetry gala as much as we can.
Кстати, в этот раз был маленький ивентик, где даже были озвучены диалоги с Кли и с Лизой. Но я так как проленилась, поэтому я быстренько его прошла. Но прикольно они были именно озвучены. Но то был маленький ивент. Мне кажется, вот это большой ивент.
But I haven't written much poetry before, so I'm not sure if I'll fit in.
I actually have the same concern.
Yeah, plus, you won't be alone. We're joining too. The Traveler's a really good writer, you know.
Really? In that case, we'll try our best too.
Perhaps. The challenge of writing poetry is a rite of passage that all who wish to qualify as a knight must eventually face.
Paimon wouldn't go that far. But anyway, no backing out now. See you soon.
Sure. Maybe you can teach me a thing or two.
Oh, Mika beat me to it. I was gonna ask for help too. What do you think the key to a good poem is, Mika? Do you have any idea?
Huh? I'm not too sure either. If I'd known we'd be doing this sooner, I would have asked Miss Lisa to recommend some books on the topic.
Так, давайте, кстати, еще раз.
Now, should I try adding loach pearls or horse tails next? Oh, wait! Since we're in Liyue, I should add some Jueyun chilies.
Это будет круто.
Now, should I try adding loach pearls or horse... Oh, wait! Since we're in Liyue, I should add some Jueyun chilies.
Так. Давайте поговорим еще раз. Если они там, да, они здесь.
Are you sure that wasn't really an evil spirit?
Open your mind to all possibilities, and I'm sure you will find the answer.
I suppose that's true. Hey, wait a second. You're not planning on telling everyone here, are you?
Так, пойдемте смотреть открытие.
Poems and melodies wandering the wind, wafting to pastures beyond their home.
Two greedy fishies struggling to swim. They ate so much that they're starting to groan.
animal crystal fly draped in gold robes, a bright little light from that glazed lantern glows.
Benches pinch the rice and scoot while the boars of the forest anxiously root.
Welcome, one and all, to this festival of poetry, jointly organized by Lua and Mondstadt.
Or, in full, the neighboring nation's congenial poetry gala. We're your hosts, Liyue's verse-monger of the darkest alleys, Hutao.
And Mondstadt's liquor-loving lyricist, Venti the Bard.
Так, как он называл себя? Ликер... Ликинг? Лакающий ликер Барт. Ладно, допустим. В принципе, очень самокритично, но да.
The purpose of this event is to promote friendly poetic exchanges between our two nations. So please, have fun, talk to other people, and make some new friends.
If you're here, you're our guest, so please enjoy this poetry fest.
I'd also like to reassure everyone that this event welcomes people of all skill levels, from first-time rhymers to seasoned songwriters. If you ask me, the most important thing you can bring to writing poetry is authenticity. That means reaching deep down to all the thoughts and feelings you usually hide away or struggle to express, and putting them into words. Just right from the heart in whatever form you like.
To help everyone really cut loose and enjoy themselves to the fullest, Venti and I have carefully prepared 3 themes to be revealed over the course of 3 days. Let's get right to it. The first theme is Riddle Me This.
Solving riddles, huh? Interesting. It's actually a pretty good choice for a warm-up activity.
Whew. I'm glad they're not making us write sonnets or something right at the start.
Does everyone see the lanterns hanging around the venue? These have been specially prepared for the riddle game. Simply write down your riddle and hang it on a lantern. Then Venti and I will select a few to pose to the crowd, and you will try to solve them. We'll now give you some time to write down and hang up your riddles. Feel free to walk around and talk with the other contestants to get the creative juices flowing. And remember, whoever guesses the most riddles correctly will get a prize.
And with that, the neighboring nation's congenial poetry gala has officially begun.
Обалдеть.
We couldn't cajole Adeptus Chow in the end. He said he'd take a peek from the peaks, but that was all he'd agreed to. It's a real shame. I had the perfect poem for his entrance and everything.
Мы так и не смогли залучить. Может быть, заполучить? Что значит залучить?
That was a good little opening ceremony, wasn't it? Even if I... That was a good little opening ceremony, wasn't it? Even if I do say so myself.
Не знаю, вот то ли я совсем проспала этот ивент. Вот он вообще мне не кажется каким-то прям выдающимся. Там, конечно, должен какой-то ролик быть в конце. Его даже на ютубе выложили, я его еще не смотрела специально. Но пока он, ну, мягко говоря, как-то прям совсем не впечатляет. Так, что делать-то надо? Выше, куда нам надо подняться? А, вот.
Oh, let's see what's on this lantern. A tender sigh for home, how far the flowers roam. A visitor asks me why, for a dream beyond the sky. Okay, someone from Liyue definitely wrote this one.
I just read that one too. Liyue's poems seem pretty difficult to grasp.
Dreams? Sky? Is it talking about some kind of bird?
So it means something like, this thing's really far from home. It's in in a vast area and it's flying really high.
Да?
Is that it?
Все ясно и понятно?
Oh, you're amazing, Paimon. Oh, it looks like I still have a lot of learning to do.
Oh, it's nothing really. Once you've spent enough time in Liyue, you just sort of pick up on these things.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. Back when I was out with the Grandmaster on the expedition, I started picking up some local customs without even realizing it.
But back to the riddle. We still haven't actually solved it. What
Привет.
are you talking about?
Привет, Ру. Мы загадку так и не разгадали. Да, ну вы так себя ведете, как будто вы поняли, о чем речь. Я нет.
Something that flies high and far. Oh, that makes me think of dandelions.
Oh, that makes sense. And Mondstadters believe that dandelions can carry your feelings on the wind.
But maybe we're missing something? It can't be that easy. After all, it's a riddle from Liyue. What would their equivalent of the dandelion be? If there even is one. What do you think, Traveler?
Great! Then we'll have one answer ready to go when the game begins.
Right, just like Venti said. As long as the interpretation makes sense and reflects our perception of the poem, then perhaps there are no wrong answers.
Well, no matter what the real answer is, the guessing's all a part of the fun.
Нет, ну стихоплетство явно не моя стихия, ладно.
Let's go look at the next one.
Oh yes, I want to see if there's any Mondstadt-style riddles.
Наверное, поэтому этот ивент мимо меня проходит. Вообще мимо. Я, конечно, все еще надеюсь на классный ролик в конце какой-нибудь такой лорный. Но пока сам ивент.
This one says... Oh, this handwriting is just awful. I have 4 corners like a square pancake, but I'm stuffed and seasoned and carefully baked. I pass through the lips 1 piece at a time. The more you consume, the broader your mind. Oh, wow, Paimon's drooling from that one. Is there really a food that can make you smarter? Paimon's gotta try that.
Oh, Paimon, you have to look past the surface-level meaning with riddles, or you'll fail to plumb their depths.
Мини-игры со стихами не связаны. Я очень на это надеюсь, но я вообще, в принципе, ну, я вот до этого говорила, я вообще забыла про этот ивент. Ну, то есть, когда я смотрела трансляцию 4.1, я больше как-то обращала внимание на основной сюжет, и для меня вот этот ивент вообще мимо проходит. Он еще связан со стихами, это вот, ну, вообще не моя тема.
So have you got any ideas, Shinjo?
Well,
Singcho just hung that riddle up a moment ago.
Сегодня ночью его проходил. Ну вот у меня 3 дня его пройти, но я, конечно, буду проходить за сегодня его до конца, все. Ну да, тоже что-то я как-то дотянула. Я ленилась, я, в принципе, по-хорошему надо было это проходить на прошлой неделе, плюс еще квест Ризли. Ризли у меня тоже не пройден. Ну ладно, он никуда не убежит. Видимо, буду уже в следующем патче проходить.
Oh, so this is Shinjo's riddle. You know, Paimon was expecting you to write something a little more elegant.
this festival is about building friendship and mutual understanding. With so many friends from Mondstadt present, I thought I'd try writing something more accessible and less flowery, so that more people could enjoy it.
Hey, not bad. So, buddy, does that mean you can tell your old pal Paimon the answer on the sly, or...?
Not a chance. You'll have to wait for the answer to be revealed, just like everyone else.
Mini.
Не прошел вообще ничего, кроме сюжетки 4.1. Ну, в принципе, по сути, ты немного и не прошел. Что там, сюжетка, два квеста персонажей, Ризли и Нювилет. Ну и ивенты. То есть ты, получается, Нью-Вилета не прошел и Ризли. Ну вот Ризли я тоже не прошла. Что-то я как-то, говорю, ленюсь немножко. Вот, ивент решила, да и то, потому что 3 дня осталось. Его по-хорошему надо уже пройти. Нью-Вилет и Ризли ждут пока. Но вот у меня Ризли, скорее всего, ждет вообще уже следующего патча. Ну или, кстати, вариант на следующей неделе. Но что-то я сомневаюсь, если честно. Я что-то как-то на него... мировые... Да, ну, про мировые квесты, да. Там у меня очень много еще не сделано. Собственно, у меня еще не открыто это... Вот эта локация, которая... Господи... Который... как он? Институт называется, да? У меня вот это еще не открыто. Да, кстати, у меня тоже они... Ну, может быть... В общем, если я не поленюсь на следующей неделе, а если поленюсь вообще уже в следующем патче. Это при том, что в следующем патче это тоже после всех основных сюжетов уже. После основного сюжета. Особенно если тут нифига не маленький. Ну вот я его даже не начинал, откровенно говоря. Я его даже не начинал. У меня там... Я подозреваю, у меня там даже... Из-за того, что я его не начинал, у меня один телепорт не открыт. Мне кажется, он где-то там внутри. Это пупсик. Вы слышали, как она это сказала? Флютинг от Пайман. Ой, не надо. Паймана секрет. Ну, как бы да, но как бы нет. Мне так понравилось, как она это сейчас сказала. Ты ж мне поможешь, да? Да, да.
Then I look forward to seeing the fruits of your literary labors.
Prepare to get stabbed!
Так, третья загадка. Где она? Я начала даже пару подквестов сделать случайно, когда ТП открывал. Не, я, по-моему, вообще ничего не начинала. У меня есть... У меня вот... я ж не та. Вот я сегодня здесь квест обнаружила, поставила меточку. Здесь постоянно мне мозолит глаза какой-то квест. Про вот сам эту штуку. Вот у меня, кстати, телепорт не открыт. Ну, то есть я что-то прям разленилась, да. Привет, Эдком. Вот, ну посмотрим, говорю. Я не очень верю на следующую неделю, но посмотрим. Я надеялась, что вообще сегодня будет трансляция следующего патча. Ее в итоге отменили пока что. Так что я немножко чуть-чуть расстроена, потому что мне уже было интересно посмотреть на трейлер, какая движуха будет происходить в основном сюжете, и хобана его нет.
I eat not a bite and drink not a sip. With a passionless face I greet countless guests, whom I carry all day without needing to rest.
Тоже лениво проходить все это дело. Угу. Мне сюжет основной интересен, это да. Мне был интересен Нью-Вилет из-за того, кто он. Ризли, как оказалось, не особо был интересен в плане его квеста в итоге. Следующий сюжет мне тоже интересен, ну, потому что там, я надеюсь, наконец-то пойдет драматичная движуха. Вот. Если там будет Фурина, то мне будет интересен ее личный квест. Вот. И как пока все. Выходные пролетают на ура без игр. Работа? Диана.
Huh? Diana, how did you guess it so quickly? Wait, were you the one who wrote it? No, of course I didn't write it. The answer just popped into my head. I'm always telling the cats in the tavern that the chairs get tired from working all the time, so they shouldn't use them to sharpen their claws. Oh, okay. So a riddle needs to have a bait and switch.
Не рабочие дни, это рабочие дни. Ну ладно.
Are you trying to write one? Yep. Maybe I should try to come up with one too. Alright, Paimon's riddle is now hanging up. Diona, do you want to know the answer? Nah, no need. I don't really care about winning a prize. Oh, okay then. Well, looks like it's time to carry on with the event. We should regroup with the others.
Или у вас Пайман что-то про еду загадала?
Sure, have fun.
Я летаю, но без крыльев, и летать не устаю. Море доверху набито, а в воде буль-буль тону. Подождите, это она себя загадала? Выходные, отдых, книги, фильмы. Ну, для меня просто отдых, книги, фильмы, игры — это все одна... Как это сказать? Ну, грубо говоря, одна категория. Так, ладно, пойдемте. Все из одной категории, вот так вот.
Hey, looks like everyone's about done mingling and riddling. Gather round and look this way. Venti and I have selected several riddles from everyone's contributions, and we added a few of our own to the mix for good measure. Shortly, we'll randomly select a few to read aloud.
Рассказывай, что читаешь, что смотришь.
If your riddle gets selected, remember that you have to announce the correct answer at the end. Anyone who guesses correctly gets 1 point, and if nobody guesses correctly, the writer of the riddle gets a point. Sounds fair to me.
Не хватает времени в играх залипать. Ну, бывает. Просто другие приоритеты.
Of course, when the riddler reveals the right response, it only counts if everyone agrees that it's not too far-fetched.
That's right. Now, if there are no more questions, it's time to reveal the first riddle.
Hopefully they'll draw at least some that I can get. Oh no, does only the first person to solve it get the points? Ugh. That means I have to be first to raise my hand.
Please choose Paimon's riddle. Please choose Paimon's riddle.
Riddle number 1. Let me see here. Ugh. This riddle is, unique, especially the handwriting.
Ну, тогда про Синтю, наверное.
I have four? Four.
Да.
4 corners, like a square pancake, but I'm stuffed and seasoned and carefully baked. Baked. I pass through the lips, 1 piece at a time. The more you consume,
Она...
the broader your mind.
Она по слогам читает. Последние книги, цикл «Кровавый целитель» первый раз. Саша, ну я, правда, не специалист по книгам, поэтому в моем случае ничего удивительного.
They drew Shinchos.
Better answer as quickly as you can. You don't want someone else beating you to it.
Теорию Большого Взрыва пересматриваю. О, слушай, я Теорию Большого Взрыва, наверное... Ну, сейчас скажу преувеличенно, понятное дело, что нет, но мне иногда кажется, что я Теорию Большого Взрыва посмотрела в шортсах на Ютубе всю. Ну, то есть, понятное дело, что вряд ли всю, с учетом того, там сколько, 10 сезонов, но там столько кадров постоянно мне попадается, и я смотрю с удовольствием, но при этом, правда, я не смотрела сам сериал от и до.
The author coming forward, I can confidently declare this answer wrong. I mean, how does eating pizza broaden your mind? And while I'm no expert in exotic dishes, if I'm not mistaken, pizza is round, is it not? Like mora meat?
Раз 10 уже пересматривал. Не, я вот не смотрела, мне периодически попадается несколько сериалов. Вот друзья мне попадаются. Друзья, теория и что-то еще, по-моему. Ну вот друзей и как раз теория с удовольствием ну как? 12 сезонов, хорошо. Вот. Ну, то есть я их не смотрела, друзей тоже не смотрела. Ну, точнее, я, скорее всего, смотрела какие-то отдельные серии, но весь сериал не смотрела. Вот, но кадры периодически тоже с удовольствием пересматриваю. Хотя, наверное, теория мне больше нравится пересматривать. Мне кажется, что некоторые, то ли я стара для этих шуток, то ли что. Мне не все ситуации кажутся смешными в друзьях, скажем так.
Eating pizza makes you happy, and being happy makes it easier to face problems that need solving. So... Okay, Paimon admits she may have jumped the gun on this one.
Ты маленький пупсик.
Maybe it's some other kind of food. No. Riddles are never that simple, and it needs to be something that makes people more intelligent. If Paimon had known it was gonna be this tough, she'd have read more books in her time. What is it? Have you got it? Huh? Oh, gotcha! Bucks! The answer is bucks!
Ой, ты какая довольная, счастливая, Паймон.
That was quicker than I expected. I was quite proud of that one.
Такая же ерунда с друзьями. Но вот, слушай, мне казалось, что вроде как бы сериал на века из серии, там все круто, очень, классика жанра, но некоторые вещи или, может быть, некоторые ситуации или отдельные персонажи, мне кажется, прям, совсем не мое. А некоторые сцены я, наверное, пересматривала раз, вот прям 100-500 раз. Мне настолько они нравятся. Вот из друзей. Ну, то есть, понятное дело, я плюс-минус знаю, чем заканчивается сериал. Естественно, за столько-то лет не словить спойлеры. Но сама тоже не смотрела. У меня подруга смотрела в свое время, по-моему, вот от и до. И, наверное, от нее я, скорее всего, может быть, с ней что-то иногда могла смотреть. Также, кстати, с хором, по-моему, было. Но в целом... То есть она мне скорее показывала сериал, серии отдельные. Вот, а сама я не смотрела.
Oh, it appears the riddle writer has announced the answer. Okay, 1 point to Paimon.
Huh? So the answer was books? Oh, how did I not get that? Come on, Mika. Concentrate.
We're awesome at this! Oh, what Paimon meant to say was that you're awesome at this. Thanks for the point, Traveler.
On to riddle number 2.
I gotta get in there first this time.
High above the wispy clouds, amidst the gloomy snow-filled shroud, standing alone on an icy stage, beneath it every lowly sage. Looks like a poem from Liyue.
Oh, it's...
I got it!
Ой, те какие милые, а. Так.
Looks like those two have some ideas. Could it be some kind of plant that lives in cold, high places?
Mika, please go ahead. As a full Knight of Favonius, you represent all of us from Mondstadt here.
No, how could I? It was you who thought of it first.
Так
Be the one to guess.
говорите быстрее, пока вас не опередили.
My answer isn't necessarily correct. Besides, it's first come, first served, and you beat me to it.
О, Господи.
No, I didn't. You were just before me.
How gracious and considerate our fellow competitors are towards each other. A wonderful sight to see. How about both of you say your answer at the same time? If you're both right, you'll each get a point.
Whoops, I didn't realize we'd made such a scene.
Очаровательная сцена.
Oh, crud. I guess we dragged that out a bit. So, Noelle, what do you say?
Yes, let's. Our answer is...
Cecilia!
Ah, that certainly sounds like a good candidate for the correct answer. A flower that blooms on the highest peaks and known for its exquisite beauty. The Cecilia is held by many Mondstadters to be the true wind bloom. Although, since the writer hasn't yet come forward to announce the answer, this probably wasn't the answer they were looking for. Sorry. Any other answers?
Oh, I can't believe I was wrong. Maybe it's a plant from Liyue.
Is the answer Genshin? The poem does evoke a strong sense of quiet, proud solitude in a high place.
Correct. I wrote this one. Genshin is the right answer.
No! Shinjo got it before Paimon could.
However, after listening to the host's description, I do remember reading about Cecilia flowers in a book once. They definitely fit the description of a pure flower standing proudly and alone on high.
Чё у неё глаза так светятся? Прям ослепляют.
So, I'd like to approve the answer from our two friends from Mondstadt as well.
Really? Oh, thank you so much. Well, since even the Riddler themselves agrees, all three contestants earn a point each.
Darn it! Shinjo's caught up to Paimon already! Yeah, you're probably right.
Moving now to our third riddle.
Huh?
Why is the handwriting so floaty? What's got no wings but flies in the air, never gets tired of floating up there. So full of mora it comes out the nose, but in the sea, glug glug glug, down it goes.
It's Paimon's! They picked Paimon's riddle! Yay!
У нас такая моська.
What is it? Why isn't anyone guessing? Is Paimon's riddle too hard?
That's not quite it. More like, it's so ludicrously simple that we just cannot believe it.
What? No way! Well, go on then. Tell us the answer if you're so sure.
The answer is Paimon.
What?
It's Paimon.
I was actually gonna say Paimon too.
Me too.
No! You're all completely wrong! How the heck did you all think the answer was Paimon?
Paimon, do you have wings behind your back?
No.
You're always floating, but you never seem to get tired of it.
And Paimon has a very healthy appetite, which must cost the traveler a lot of mora and meal expenses.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard from the senior knights that the traveler rescued Paimon by fishing her out of the sea. So, that means Paimon can't swim. So if she fell in the sea, then...
Glug, glug, glug.
Господи.
Wait. Now Paimon's doubting herself. What was the answer again? No! You're all wrong. The answer to Paimon's riddle is obviously the Jade Chamber! You know, the Jade Chamber that's always flying up there in the sky?
Is that so? I still maintain that the riddle actually describes Paimon more accurately. In fact, if we just added 2 more lines to the poem, it would be the perfect riddle.
Huh? What do you want to add?
The traveler's companion and talkative guide, a praiseworthy presence always by their side.
Это прям вообще очевидно будет, что кто.
Do you mean
Ой, посмотрите, у нас стесняшку включила. Господи, опять сейчас заколебаюсь фоточки делать.
You think so cute? Okay, then Paimon would like to announce that the correct answer to the riddle is the widely adored Paimon.
Вся вообще любимица Паймон.
Great! And with that, the widely adored Paimon has gifted a point each to everyone who answered just now.
Guessing riddles is a lot of fun. And even though Paimon didn't manage to beat Shinto, Paimon still feels like she got a little smarter. Oh, didn't Changyu mention he was investigating something before? Let's go ask him about it.
Так, куда нам надо? А, собственно, они все здесь.
Hey, you two!
Oh? Hi, Paimon. You know, for a moment there, I was worried I might lose to you.
Привет, Вить.
Oh, are you collecting your prize right now?
I am indeed. Though, if you really want it, I'd be more than happy to give it to you.
Seriously? Wow, what is it?
A most generous donation by yours truly as director of the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Namely, a buy one, get one free coupon for our high-end customized service package. It's a pleasant surprise to learn you're so interested in it, Paimon.
Nope, nuh-uh, no thank you, hard pass, you can keep it.
Она за нас спряталась. Да, внезапный Геншин, потому что у меня осталось 3 дня, чтобы пройти этот ивент. Собственно, до конца недели. Вот.
Are you sure? In that case, I'll gladly take it.
Here you are. Now remember, this package comes with our anytime, anywhere, on-demand collection service. Just give us a call and we'll be right there. With any luck, we'll still show up even if you're unable to call.
So, to what do we owe the honor, Paimon?
What do you mean we? Changyun's the one Paimon's looking for, not you. Wasn't he saying something about needing help?
Oh, yeah. That.
How about I put it in riddle form?
Huh? Isn't the competition over?
'Twas like a demon not demonic, or devil devoid of the diabolic. Afar it floated free above the ground, but when approached, though sought, naught could be found.
Sounds to me like you encountered a ghastly little ghostie in the wild.
Perhaps I should just explain it. Basically, while I was training this morning, I suddenly caught sight of a non-human entity. It was floating in the air without any kind of external aid, and its body was almost transparent. At first I thought I'd finally encountered a demon that wasn't repelled by my pure yang spirit, and immediately prepared to exorcise it. But none of my methods had any effect on it, and when I went to try and get a closer look at it and tried to ascertain what I was dealing with, it disappeared into thin air.
Интересно получился ивент, тебе понравился? Вот мне пока завязка не очень, ну точнее не то чтобы не очень. Как я сказала чуть раньше, мне стихотворение, мне поэзия не очень близка, поэтому пока она мимо проходит. Но я только в самом начале. Вдруг когда во что-то интересное действительно выльется, то будет здорово. Да, ну хорошо, хорошо.
You're sure it's not a ghost or spirit of some kind?
Quite sure. I could sense that it had a physical body, and if it were a spirit, I'm sure it would have been scared away long before I saw it. It's all my fault. I got overexcited, and in my haste, I didn't ascertain its true nature before taking action. Thinking back on it, if it wasn't an evil spirit, maybe I offended some kind of adeptus or illuminated beast.
You shouldn't blame yourself. It was something you'd never seen before. Anyone else would have reacted the same way. Besides, we're making up for it now by doing our best to find out the truth.
Any thoughts, Venti? Have you managed to untangle Chongyun's twisted tail?
Why don't you take a guess first, Tutal?
Oh, that means you have.
I can't be absolutely certain, but I'm reasonably sure it's not what Liyue would call an evil spirit or demon. So whatever it is, it's not dangerous. How about this? We can incorporate a search element into tomorrow's poetry activity.
Oh, does that mean we get to play outside while we write poetry?
Close, but no. Good ideas could just pop into your head out of thin air, but if you ask me, everyone should relax tonight and get a good rest before tomorrow.
You say that, but your gaze keeps drifting over towards the wine stand.
Киоск с вином. Это ж Венти. Так, сейчас нам, наверное, должны показать, да, менюшку ивента. Угу. Поэзия, вот так. Это что у нас? К заданию. Ну это, наверное, сайд-квестики, да, ведь? Который открывает мини-игры, наверное. Это уже игра. Нет, это к заданию, да. Так, вот. Так, ажиотаж фестиваля поэзии. Чё у нас тут? Здесь какое-то оружие можно получить. Коронку. Это что? Это, по-моему, для... Да, пробуждения. Угу. Ну ладно, пусть будет. Ну, если я получу ее. Так, застольное развлечение. Ну это мы только что смотрели. И... О, господи. Ну эти сами эти. Это квесты. Угу. Так, что тут у нас? Подождите, куда вы понавтыкали мне квестов? Так, дождаться следующего дня с 8 часов. Так, завтра 8 часов. Ой, я послезавтра сделал, блин. Что-то я перестаралась, ладно.
Wow, everyone got here so early.
The sun is shining bright today. As soon as that leaf floats past Stonegate, we shall reveal today's poetry theme.
The theme of the second day of the neighboring nation's congenial poetry gala is pairing couplets.
Pairing couplets? Oh, I've heard of that. It's a Liyue art form where you have to create new lines of poetry based on fixed rules. Kind of like a fill-in-the-blanks game, but for poetry.
Heaven and earth, rain and wind, the endless sky and the boundless land, forest boars and ocean shrimp, lavender melons and matsutake shrooms. Based on a given line of poetry, you must create the second line to form a pair, or couplet. As long as you take inspiration from the wide world around you, you'll find it's not so difficult after all. The two lines should be neatly matched, complementing each other both semantically and rhythmically. In essence, it's just like most other forms of poetry.
To buoy your imaginations and allow the winds of inspiration to fill your sails, we've added an additional component, an inspiration walk.
An inspiration walk?
By inspiration walk, we simply mean wandering around in the wild, taking in the scenery and pocketing any poetic thoughts. Of course, to all our friends, old and new, please be careful while out and about. Wangsheng Funeral Parlor is already fully booked for the month ahead, and if there's any more demand, I'll be the only one with a smile on my face.
Да, спасибо, хоть обрадовал.
In short, please roam freely as the mood takes you. Enjoy the spectacular scenery of our two beautiful nations and fill your imaginations with the most pleasing of poetry. We will all reconvene here tonight. Traveler, can you round up Xingqiu, Chongyun, and the Mondstadt contingent? I have a favor to ask of you.
Oh, is it that thing from yesterday?
Thanks. I'm counting on you. So, we hope that each of you can keep an eye out for this while you're out on your inspiration walk.
Are you sure this is okay? It was just something I ran into, and now we're imposing my business on everyone else.
Oh, please don't say that, Mr. Chongyun. Master Jean ordered us to work with you however we can to improve cooperation. Helping each other out is exactly what we're here for.
Besides, investigating any strange occurrences near Mondstadt and making a report to the Knights of Favonius is also part of our job.
I don't mind either, because while we're out, I can look for new cocktail ingredients too. Just think of it like an outing with friends. It'll be fun.
The way I see it, you should just humbly accept their willingness to help.
All right. In that case, thank you all very much. I will be sure to repay your kindness someday.
Now, how about we split into two groups for the day?
You mean to cover more ground?
Not just that. Don't forget, this is still part of the Poetry Gala. If we all see the same sights and sounds during our inspiration walk, how can we write unique poems?
That's true. But how do we decide who goes in which group?
Why don't we draw lots?
Yeah! That'll make things even more fun.
Drawing lots? But what if I end up with the Liyue crowd, and I can't think of anything to say to them?
I've got the slips of paper here. Who wants to go first?
Oh, Paimon! Paimon wants to go first.
Все тянут жребий.
Okay, so that's the Traveler, Paimon, Diona, and Chongyun in one group, and Xingqiu, Mika, and Noelle in the other.
Окей.
What a relief. At least I'll have Noelle with me.
Then I humbly place myself at your instruction.
Oh, I don't think... that won't be...
I also await your guidance.
Take care, everyone. See you all tonight.
Did anyone forget to bring anything? If not, then let's get going. Dun, 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 dun. Come on.
Wow. Are those ears and tail real? So fluffy.
Так, Чун-Юнь, держи себя в руках.
All right. Miss Diona, is there some place in particular you would like to go?
Just call me Diona. Since we're trying to find that thing you saw, why don't we start with the place you saw it last time?
Логично.
Captain, hey, quit messing around.
Слезы в листве.
Enjoy your inspiration walks. I'm looking forward to some splendid poetry tonight.
Так, и куда нас послали? В тьму таракань. Господи, я уже забыла, что у нас тут в Лиюе происходит. В смысле, по локации давно не летала. Лягушек пока наловлю для зелья, которое быстро уходит. Давай. Так, стоп. А я куда бегу? Ну, кто там меня увидел, а? Я ж просто мимо крокодилю, камон. Нет, нет, уйди от меня. Ну, отстань быстро. Все, отстал? Отстал вроде. Нет, не отстал.
Right over there, next to the water. That's where I saw it. But it was a little foggy at the time, so I didn't get a clear look.
The view from here is great, but there's kind of a gloomy atmosphere around here. Is this the kind of place you like to take a walk?
I wasn't taking a walk. I come here to train.
Train? Like how knights train for combat?
It's a bit different. As an exorcist of Liyue, my training involves practicing techniques for the exorcism of evil spirits.
Exorcism?
I've always wanted to demonstrate the power of exorcism, but it's a pity. I've never actually gotten the chance.
Changyun is 1 in a million. He has pure yang spirit, so as soon as he gets close, evil spirits run and hide. Huh? Isn't that a good thing?
It's awful. Have you ever heard of an exorcist that's never seen an evil spirit? A lot of people think I'm a fraud because of this condition of mine.
Your physical constitution is far rarer than the techniques still passed down by exorcists today. You should treasure it.
А, то есть, в принципе, другие экзорцисты из его семьи реально могут изгонять духов, и это делали, а он не может, потому что он такой особенный.
Conqueror of demons.
Is that a friend of yours?
Угу.
Yep, this is Xiao, an adeptus of Liyue. An adeptus? Wow, I've never seen one of those before. Hello, Mr. Adeptus?
Just call me Shao.
So, are you here to train too? Or are you out for an inspiration walk?
When I heard about the exorcist's encounter, my suspicions were roused. That's why I'm here. I've already informed the owner of the inn. If you see anything out of the ordinary, return immediately and leave it to me.
I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to drag even the Conqueror of Demons into this.
I have already patrolled the area and found nothing amiss. Either the anomaly you encountered was no evil spirit, or perhaps it already left.
I guess that means we came all this way for nothing.
If there's no other business, I'll be taking my leave now.
Yeah, you should come. There's no one else around here anyway, so you don't need to worry.
But
I would also be honored if you joined us, Adeptus Xiao. It is a rare opportunity, and I have many questions about exorcising evil spirits that I would like to ask you.
Fine.
fine.
Угадала.
Seems like this Adeptus is pretty shy. Or maybe all the Adepti in Liyue are like this.
Ой, ты еще облачко не встречала. Она такая шай вообще.
Team Changyun has a new member! Yay!
What? When did this become my team? Now that Adeptus Xiao is joining us, if anyone's team leader, it should be...
Don't overthink it! Diona, didn't you say you wanted to find some new ingredients? Yeah, I don't get to come to Liyue very often, so I want to gather some new ingredients while I'm here. I've heard that Liyue's Jueyun chilies can set your throat on fire. Is that true? I'm gonna mix them into my drinks and give it a try.
Uh-huh. Julian chilies. I'm not sure that would taste very good.
Мне кажется, классно будет.
Really? Let's go pick a whole bunch of them.
What the?
Hell. Надо
As
было.
well as Dwayun chilies, I also need some slime condensate or loach pearls.
Are those really fit for human consumption? This is starting to sound like something Shangling would make.
Вообще у нас этого перчиков с собой 2 вагона, маленькая тележка. Ой. Так, ой. А!
A touch of frost.
Прикольно нам сделали. Нам оставили путешественника, а остальных сделали пробных. Прикольно. Привет, Сяо.
Okay, this should be enough.
Diona, you seem really committed to, making alcoholic drinks available to people of all tastes.
What? No, never! I hate alcohol! When grown-ups drink too much, they get that stupid drunk look on their faces, can't speak clearly, and don't even respond properly. Sometimes, they just sleep on the floor all night. Alcohol is the root of all kinds of evil.
Мне кажется, она про папу своего.
So, I'm on a mission to mix the most disgusting drink in the whole world and show everyone just how awful alcohol really is. Nothing can stand in my way. If it means coming out to Liyue every day to pick fresh Dwayun chilies, then so be it.
Is it really worth all that effort?
Yeah. Because all my previous efforts have failed. Those stinking booze hounds not only haven't woken up to the truth of how bad alcohol is, they even keep praising my drinks. It makes me furious!
В спиртном нет ничего хорошего. Привет, Эмиль.
But how is that possible? If this is the kind of stuff you're throwing into their drinks, it must taste absolutely vile. Surely.
Are you calling me a liar? Well, if you don't believe me, I'll fix you a drink right now. Then you'll see.
No need.
Ему вообще можно пить? В смысле, по возрасту.
Just you wait.
Oh no. Is she really going to add those Juyun chilies?
If her claims are true, perhaps she too possesses a unique constitution of some kind.
I don't see how it could have anything to do with her. Unless she's under the influence of some kind of power? Maybe an evil spirit.
No. I sense no trace of the demonic in her. Although there are traces of something else. In Liyue, we might say this child has adeptal affinity.
Интересно.
It's ready. Here, I made one for Xiao too.
Травитесь оба. Ну что, Сяо, давай.
Oh boy. Look at that color. Yep. She definitely added Juyun chilies.
О, бой.
What's wrong? You're not allergic to anything, are you? Don't worry. There isn't even any alcohol in it. It's a slime condensate base with a seasoning of Dwayun chilies and finished with frog legs.
Звучит отвратительно.
Surely there's no way this can possibly taste good. Xiao downed it in a single gulp. Oh, great. If the Conqueror of Demons drank it, it'd be rude of me to refuse.
Импортозамещение. Ну, не знаю, не знаю. Давай, пей же. Нам интересно.
Changyan drank his too. Is he gonna be okay?
This drink is...
Потрясающий.
Delicious.
О, ты посмотрите на эти глазки. Из того, что было, то и сварили. Ну да.
It does have a touch of Jueyun chili, but it isn't at all overpowering. It's completely different from Xiangling's cooking or those drinks Xingqiu makes to mess with me. It's crisp and refreshing, with just a hint of numbness, and the Jueyun chili flavor combines with the smooth but not slimy texture of the frog legs to form a heavenly mixture.
Чего? Ничего себе, он это прорвало его.
And oh, the slimes! Can we talk about the slimes? Before this, I never knew that they had such a pure and herby taste, like fresh grass after the rain. The power and purity of nature distilled into a cup. Amazing! Simply unbelievable!
That's right. Slimes are absolutely sublime. Oh, I failed again. But wait, what's gotten into Chongyun? He's been so quiet up until now.
I'm great, and I gotta try another. Diona, if you please, one more.
Господи, по-моему, ему энерджайзер дали. Воткнули куда-то, я не знаю.
Okay. I think I've calmed down a bit. I'm sorry. I can't believe I let you all see me like that.
Но мне такой Чунь-Юнь был забавен.
It's fine. My fault for not checking your spice tolerance first. Oh, looks like this pure yang spirit isn't such a great thing to have after all.
Actually, before I drank it, I very much doubted what you said about your drinks.
Who'd have thought it? Diona and Chongyun are actually kind of similar. Xiao? What's wrong?
Look over there.
You mean the leaf?
Something's written on it.
What? You can see that from over here? Oh yeah, or it'll get swept away!
There's a poem written on it. The Conqueror of Demons has truly amazing vision.
The Paimonsi!
Стих на опавшем листе. Благоухало ночное небо, словно цветочный луг, и звезды над нами были подобны пчелам, что собирают сны, а мы с тобой, мой друг, чистотой затмевали росу, шелком медовым струился на земле свет полный полночной луны, услощая каждое наше слово. Но потом я ушла, оставив тебя одного, и стихи мне давят на душу тоской неизбывной. С той поры роковой звезды молчат, и луна холоднее льда не дает забыться. Я прячусь от них под родниковой водой, но от слез твоих мне негде укрыться.
It sounds like the author is writing about the first time they met their true love.
Although the following lines suggest that they didn't end up together.
Why write a poem on a fallen leaf? The flowing waters are ruthless. They carry the leaves away with the current. This poem would likely have vanished into the void had we not found it. It makes no sense to me.
That's true. I've heard Xingqiu say something similar before. When there's things that you're unable to say, or just never had the chance to say before it was too late, if it can be put on paper, it can be expressed as poetry.
Is it kind of like wishing at a fountain? I used to do that sometimes when I was little. So, that means that our mystery poet was probably hoping that someone would read it, right? You think? Then, should we write a poem in reply?
But we don't know who wrote it. How can we reply?
Why not go upstream?
Upstream? Why?
The ink looks fresh. It can't have been written too long ago. This withered leaf floated down with the current. If we travel further upstream and drop a leaf into the same waters, it should be carried down past the original writer.
Cool! Aw, this is so romantic! Communicating with a mystery person using poems on fallen leaves!
А просто подняться наверх и найти автора никак?
But how do we make sure that they'll receive it?
We can write extra copies and drop the leaves in different places. As they say, where there's a will, there's a way. Surely at least one of our leaves will find a path.
Either way, it's our only option.
Then let's make like a tree and head upstream!
Угу. Подняться по течению. Ну, не пешком же мы пойдем поднимем, тем более в тьму таракань. Кабан, уйди от меня, не бей меня.
Upstream, upstream, up we go! Oh, did you think of what to write yet?
Горят светляки, словно звезды в ночь не пламенеет, и камни лежат на дне, водою омыты. Если жива любовь, если слова не забыты, то никакие силы двух любящих не одолеют. Пусть лунный медовый свет скорее вас снова согреет.
Ooh, great! Now give it here, and Paimon will toss it into the water!
Ты только не утони, Паймон.
Things you never had the chance to say before it was too late. When silence is the final word, we mourn the loss of things unheard. I have little talent for, nor knowledge of poetry.
The leaves in the water! Look, it's like a little boat! Merrily, merrily down the stream, life is but a dream.
We should probably pick up the pace. We still have a few more leaves to set afloat, and we need to get back before it gets dark.
Okay, let's go! Uh-huh. What's this? You two having a private chat?
No, it's nothing. I just hope this isn't all in vain.
Другая команда. Я про них забыла.
The scenery here is quite beautiful. Let's pause here to seek some inspiration.
Should we set up camp? Oh, please wait a moment. I'll pitch the tent.
It's an inspiration walk. There's no need for all that.
Okay. Well, I'll conduct reconnaissance nearby to ensure this area is safe, and see if I can't scavenge any firewood or food while I'm at it.
Wait, reconnaissance?
It means survey the environment and plan our route forward. It's the foundation of all operations while out in the wild.
Are all inspiration walks in Mondstadt this complicated? They're acting like this is completely normal. Am I the weirdo here?
Угу.
In that case, I'll conduct reconnaissance with Mika.
Huh? Oh, okay then. Crumbs. Now I have to try and make small talk. Should I mention the scenery? The weather?
Very well. Then leave the camp to me.
Устимо.
Singcho, do you, go on inspiration walks often, or
I do. I always get bored when I'm cooped up at home, so I head out for a stroll. Life gets busy. You have to steal a moment of leisure when you can.
Cool. Oh, over there, firewood.
Что-то я не запомнила, где мы нашли там записку, а то окажется, что это вторая команда написала.
Have fun, you two. I'll have the tent set up soon.
Так, куда нам на... А.
Body and mind. Time to...
У меня, кстати, Мика есть или у меня нет Мики, я не помню. Реально не помню. Синчу есть. Ай!
Body and mind.
Ой. Господи, я кнопочки путаю.
Engaging.
Witness the power of Gurwa.
With this wood and the food I brought along, we can definitely put together a decent lunch.
You've got quite a knack at wilderness survival. I'll give you that.
Так, кстати, ребята, если вы еще не разбежались, напоминаю, те, кто вдруг не заметил, завтра будет длинный хорроровый стрим с Мальвиной, на который начнется аж с часа дня.
Thanks. I was on an expedition with the Grandmaster of the Knights of Favonius for a while, not too long ago. I was in charge of surveying and mapping.
Oh? You sound like a character from an adventure novel, charging across the world, sword in hand.
What? No, I'm nowhere near as amazing as all that. If I really run into a powerful enemy, I always leave it for someone stronger to deal with.
Да, приходите обязательно. Завтра мы будем играть в Evil Within.
You're too modest, Mika. A hero is measured not by the blood on his sword, but by what's in his heart. As long as a righteous heart that yearns to aid others beats within your chest, no matter where you go, or what you have achieved, you may be called a hero.
Чубчик у Мики прикольный, а я все время обращаю на маленький хвостик на затылке. Ну, не на затылке, а вот сзади. Очаровательно.
That all sounded pretty profound. Oh, I've never even thought about any of that before.
Hello?
Вон,
Are you
видите?
okay? Maybe we should return, lest Noelle be forced to wait on us.
Oh, sure.
Давайте вернемся.
Time to act.
Перышко. Где перышко? На голове у Мики.
Did everything go smoothly? Do you need a cloth to wipe the sweat from your brow?
No need, thanks. All clear. There's no danger in the vicinity.
Как у воробушка.
Noelle, your cooking is amazing. Every single dish is so tasty.
Truly astounding. I never imagined it was possible to enjoy such a satisfying meal in the great outdoors.
Really? Then what do you usually eat when you're out on an inspiration walk?
Вообще ничего не ест, наверное.
Oh, well, since I usually sneak out from home, I just grab some dried snacks to take with me. Add in whatever fruit I pick along the way, and that's my lunch.
By sneaking out, you mean running away from home?
That's right. Or sometimes I'll tell a cover story like, I'm going out to take care of business.
But if you get caught, won't you get disciplined?
So just don't get caught.
Логично.
Huh. Anyway, did anything interesting come up while you were out scouting?
Well, Xingqiu and I talked about what it means to be a hero. Now that I think about it, by Xingqiu's definition, You should be considered a hero too, Noelle.
Huh? Me?
You're always happy to help everyone in the Knights of Favonius. Not only that, but whenever we're out training, you help out the citizens of Mondstadt. Oh, remember that time when a giant boulder was blocking the road? You cut it in two with a single blow.
Это как в «Дьявол носит Прада». У меня новая диета. Ничего не ем. Еще пару приступов гастрита, и я в цели. Это слишком альтернативно.
Oh? Sounds like she has both a heroic spirit and incredible martial prowess.
Don't. Oh, please don't praise me like that. We should talk about what we came here to do. Finding inspiration.
Miss Hu Tao said something about pocketing our poetic thoughts. But so far all we've done is gather some firewood and cook lunch. I have no idea what to write.
You can write about anything.
Цель – поездка в Париж на показ мод. Мне кажется, с такой диетой они далеко не уедут.
Looking at Core Lapis, one can't help but wonder if one's own heart is as bright and clear as jade. Observing silk, so bright and beautiful, one pauses to consider whether it ever feels the sadness and sorrow that humans do.
So we have to connect our internal world with the external one?
«Дьявол носит Прада» — это где Энн Хэтэуэй, Эмили Блант и Мэрил Стрип или нет?
Exactly. But that's just one of many possible methods. Perhaps you might gaze out at the bridge in the distance and see a woman leaning on the railing, looking as if her heart is laden by sorrows that even the rushing waters below cannot wash away.
Так это та ж, которая загадку загадывала. Героиня Эмили Блант и не поехала, я машину сбила. Да, вот я не смотрела, я просто кадры видела из него. И еще видела забавный эпизод, но это не про сам фильм, но я думаю, это были отсылки как раз к этому фильму, когда Эмили Блант и Энн Хэтэуэй то ли Оскар вручали, ну не вручали, а объявляли номинатов ли что ли, и они как раз, и там была Мэрил в зале, и они это как-то обыгрывали. Мне кажется, как раз они «Дьявол носит Прада» обыгрывали.
Wait! I saw her at the gala yesterday. She wrote one of the riddles we answered. Why don't we go say hi?
Кстати, мне подумалось, что у нее такие глаза, и вообще она вся такая синенькая, как будто это опять очередная океанида. Может, она написала как раз на письмо, которое другая группа встретила?
Hello, ma'am. How fortuitous it is that we meet again.
Hello. Are you here on your inspiration walk too?
Yes. Allow me to introduce ourselves. I am Xingqiu, and this is Noelle and Mika.
Thank you for accepting our answer to your riddle yesterday. Oh, don't mention it. It's all in good fun. I'm Kelly Rowe.
So, Miss Caliroe, are you from Fontaine?
That's right. I was traveling in the area and just happened to see there was a poetry event being held at Stone Gate. It looked fun, so I thought I'd drop in.
Уже все сразу прочитала. В смысле, что именно прочитала?
Your riddle yesterday made quite an impression on me. It was uniquely evocative. Have you studied Liyue poetry before?
I haven't, actually. I've just picked up a few things here and there from chatting with people throughout my travels.
Калероя имя подходит для океаниды. Ну, я просто предполагаю, я ж не знаю. Про Ивент? Так я ж ничего не читала, я его первый раз вижу.
So you're a natural poet.
We noticed you standing on the bridge from quite some distance away. Are you drawing poetic inspiration from the flowing current beneath your feet?
I haven't finished my poem yet. The water here was just so peaceful and calming. I stopped for a moment and lost myself in admiring it.
Well, since we're all here, why not head back with us to the venue for tonight's festivities? It's getting late after all.
Huh? Are you sure?
We can walk and talk. Perhaps the mingling of ideas will give rise to new inspiration.
I'd personally like to hear Miss Callie Rowe's couplet. I'm sure I can learn something. Well, if you're all in agreement, I've got no reason not to join you.
Woohoo! The first team is back, right on schedule.
Huh? The others have yet to return?
Come on! Let's hurry!
We're not too late, are we?
Just how far did you all go?
Everyone catch your breath. Come on, deep breaths. 1, 2. Now, don't panic. The party hasn't started yet.
We made it! Oh, Paimon's exhausted. Paimon gets tired if she has to fly too fast. Oh, not to mention dropping all those leaves. Paimon's hands are cramping up. Sounds like someone needs to exercise more. Huh? You guys picked up a new teammate while you were out?
Indeed. This is Kelly Rowe. I believe you'll remember her from yesterday, though you weren't introduced.
У нее реально глаза светятся.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, but you're not the only ones who's called in reinforcements. Look who we got!
Который с вами не пошел?
Wait. Xiao? Where'd he go? Xiao, come on out!
Now that we've all regrouped, let's... Scratch that. Looks like we're still waiting on my co-host.
They say roosters crow at first light, and finches go to bed at night. But Director Hu Tao's always on the ball. Anytime, anywhere, she'll answer your call.
Are the theatrics really necessary? We're already on day 2 of the festival. The opening ceremony is over.
But my dear, dear Paimon, it seems you are not yet aware. That was not for my own sake, but for a special guest who's joining us today.
Director Whose manner is as exuberant as ever. It always makes quite an impression.
О, тоже здесь. Привет, Джун Ли.
Oh boy! Now this is a surprise.
Mr. Zhongli, I hope you are well.
Xingqiu, what can you tell me about Mr. Zhongli? He seems like somebody very important.
Да, это всего лишь местный архонт.
Yes, he's held in very high regard in Liyue Harbor. He's extremely erudite in many different domains of knowledge.
Allow me to introduce you all to Zhang Li, a consultant at the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. His expertise is limitless, stretching from the celestial orbs to the terrestrial ores, spanning modern and ancient culture, delving into literature both prosaic and poetic.
Он будет
He
судить.
may be my subordinate, but he is certainly a qualified poetry expert, and so we have invited him here tonight to judge the compositions.
The director exaggerates. I am but vaguely acquainted with a few lines of classical poetry. Should you consider me to be remiss in my appraisal of your own compositions, please correct me.
Yeah, enough with the modesty already. If I didn't know better, I'd say you seemed nervous. Just focus on judging.
Please rest assured that I shall rise to the occasion, Director.
Let me do a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great! Equal numbers on both sides.
Huh? Are you counting me too? Okay, fine. But consider this a favor.
With our Fontaine friend present, perhaps we should rename this event to the Three Nations Congenial Poetry Gala. Also, I'm just noticing that Paimon should only count as a half teammate at most. That kind of puts Team Traveler at a bit of a disadvantage. Well, how about this? I'll join in as well. Director Hutao, here to help out in your hour of greatest need. What does everyone think?
Почему? У нас же Сяо есть.
Naturally, the more the merrier. Being the host of the festival shouldn't stop you from having the chance to enjoy it like the rest of us.
Then it's settled. Everyone else in the audience, feel free to join in too and support your favorite team.
What about me? Shall I keep track of the score?
No need for that. The teams are just a formality. We're all friends here, and this isn't intended to be competitive. But what do you think, Judge Zhongli?
I concur, Director. Moreover, it would be disingenuous to impose upon our friends from Mondstadt and Fontaine a competition in which they are judged on how rigorously they can adhere to Liyue poetic conventions. Since this is a congenial poetry gala, should we not begin with inspiration and finish with friendly conversation? The aim being for all participants to enjoy themselves.
That's a relief. I was so nervous about this, but it sounds like it's gonna be pretty relaxed.
Couldn't have asked for a better judge. Zhongli said everything I was supposed to say, only far more eloquently. So, without further ado, I shall pass the baton to Venti.
No problem. Friends old and new, put on your thinking caps and take a deep breath of fresh air. The second stage of our poetry gala will now commence. Matching couplets.
Дожили, Пайман неполноценно, удивительно, как она еще не начала. Кстати, да, она никак на это не отреагировала. И, кстати, странно, что внезапно ее обозвали неполноценной, с учетом того, что в первом... Господи, как это звать? В первом конкурсе вообще-то ей очко дали. То есть тогда она считалась за полноценного участника, а сейчас вдруг нет.
Perhaps I could break the ice with a humble contribution to inspire others to share their brilliance. Please listen to the first line in the couplet. Lounging in luxury inside a Shinue kiosk booth, delighting in countless contemporary tastes.
What? He managed to think of one already? Oh, he seems like a real expert at this.
Shinue Kiosk. Should that be paired with Lily Pavilion? Or are they too similar for a couplet? Oh, this is pretty difficult.
Shinue Kiosk. Contemporary tastes? I guess I should pair the modernity of their VIP dining experience with an emblem of the past. Ah! Maybe where I was training that one time. That was quite ancient. The weather was terrible that day. Okay, I got something. Surrounded by history, outside a Tianheng Pass pavilion, as lightning sets the boundless tenebrous skies ablaze.
Wow! Taoyuan completed the couplet!
Shinue Kiosk is a renowned modern restaurant, while the mountain pass of Tianheng is a prominent historical landmark. These two iconic locations form a complementary pair. The imagery also contrasts rather well between the two halves of the couplet. One half describing a leisurely and comfortable indoor scene, the other portraying a hazardous outdoor scenario where there is no protection from the elements.
Huh? I was just describing what I experienced that day. I guess I just got lucky. Alright then. I guess I'll start the next couplet. Mind pines for Mingyun. Flesh confined to Qingse. Spirit striding high on Zheyun's clouds.
Oh, Chongyun, you dark horse. Looks like you came to play today.
This conjures the image of one with lofty aspirations, whose life is limited to a small town, but who awaits the opportunity to one day ascend above the clouds. The use of various locations for their symbolism is quite novel indeed.
Oh! Soul shines like jadestone, dressed in finest silkware. Lucent heart still beats within me now.
Wow, how did Noelle do that?
A superb line. It employs the metaphor of precious stone to describe one of noble and moral character, with a pure and clear heart. The symbolism in this case is centered around objects, truly the work of a skilled poet.
That was a commendable couplet.
All thanks to your guidance while we were out on our inspiration walk.
I'd like to start the next couplet. Up into the misty karst, down among the grassy marsh, all for lotus seed and bird egg soup.
Lotus seed and bird egg soup? What is it, Diona? Did you think of a second line for the couplet? No. Everyone's poems are so complicated. I need more time just to understand them. But when I heard lotus seed and bird egg soup, it made me think of berry and mint burst. Maybe because I mixed a similar drink recently.
North beyond the Starfell Lake. South across the windswept plains. Just for berries squeezed and mint infused.
Здесь должна быть фраза о том: «О боже мой, ГГ говорит!» Ну, вы поняли.
No wonder everyone praises the traveler so highly. You answered so quickly.
Both halves of this couplet require intimate knowledge of the terrain in question and the local plants that may be found there. The two of you are clearly both seasoned travelers.
Подозрительно.
Does this mean I helped? Meowza!
Hey now, Zhongli. Don't just praise everything you hear. You should question and press them a bit. Don't worry about upsetting anyone. After all, I'm here to take the heat.
Then allow me to try another. Qingxin has no heart, still it soothes the human heart.
Is she talking about the medicinal effects of Qingxin? This is a hard one to match.
Sweet dream is no dream, yet it nurtures people's dreams.
Sweet dream. Does that really match?
Since the suitability of the match has been queried, I shall act according to the director's wishes and ask you, what is the link between Sweet Dream and Qingxin?
А,
Oh, you mean eating a delicious dessert before bed will make you sleep well, right? You're amazing!
вон он о чем, Михалыч. То есть он посмотрел на Сяо и вдохновился? В смысле, мы посмотрели на Сяо?
Then I agree. The two halves of the couplet match. This point is well deserved.
Points for me, points for thee. This judge gives out points for free. But if you ask me, everyone's being a little too conventional so far. Let's push the envelope a little. Go nuts!
Oh? In that case, why don't you finish this one for me, Hu Tao? Round moon in the heavens, full moon at night. Celebrate with circle of friends.
Oh, square meals in the basement. Big bowls of rice, decorate with cuboids of meat.
Huh? What the?
Ah, we have ourselves a pedant's couplet. The two halves have no thematic connection, yet each word has its perfect parallel, meaning the two halves do form a cohesive whole. The strict pairings make this no easier to achieve than a thematically coherent couplet.
Ой, Джунли умничает, а я вообще ни черта не понимаю.
Blah, 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 blah. So verbose. Zhongli, just tell me if I got a point or not.
Of course you did. I presumed it went without saying.
Ahem. Through Cheongji, I walked 100 miles. At Guili, I ended my march. In Dihua, the silver grass grows in 2 styles, but horsetails don't trot out the marsh.
From vendors, I bought some 15 steaks. At dinner, I sizzled the lots. At pressure, the tenderloin cooks in 2 ticks, but 15 won't fit in the pot.
Huh?
So that's a pedant's couplet. Paimon thinks she can do that too. I thought of one. Wolf hooks can't hook Baron Bunny. Aw, that's a cute couplet.
Sweet flowers can't outsweet Sister Barbara.
Huh?
Now, that's the passion we like to see. Although, unfortunately, your response was technically 1 word too long.
In that case, Whopper flowers can't whop Jumpy Dumpty.
Oh, this monster's got talents.
I'm so relieved I at least managed to get one.
Nestling by a roaring fire, scent of tea wafts from the stove, reading through the heart of clear springs.
Wow, Noelle came up with another one. Come on, match the couplet. Paimon knows you can do it. Do you really think Paimon has what it takes? Fine, Paimon will give it a whirl. Nestling by a roaring fire, scent of tea wafts from the stove, reading through the heart of clear springs.
В Альгаре стихи поскладнее были. Ну, здесь немного... Меня выбивает то, что они говорят, в принципе, в стихотворной форме, но на английском, а в переводе это все, мне кажется, теряется. Потому что я вижу просто бессвязные, ну, в смысле, не файлы бессвязные, просто предложения, которые как-то непонятно между собой должны сочетаться. Поэтому я и говорю, вот сейчас та часть идет, которая мне вообще не интересна. Потому что я ее не понимаю.
Seething in the pouring rain, sword of pain swipes at my foe, beating up the eye of the storm. What? Really?
Yes, very good. The image of challenging powerful foes in the harshest of conditions seemed to manifest before my eyes, and it was perfectly juxtaposed against the atmosphere of leisurely reading with a cup of freshly brewed tea.
Ну, кстати, в Альгале тоже такое было ощущение, когда у меня были сложности как раз вот с ответами правильными в Альгале, потому что я слышала английский текст, ну, в смысле, звук, ну, в смысле, озвучку. Отвечать надо было по-русски, и это так сбивало с мысли, с ритма.
Really? Maybe Paimon has a knack for this after all.
It appears that my services as a judge are no longer needed.
Ивенте и Джунли такие. Ну чё, ладно, пошли оставим их.
Paimon's so happy! Paimon managed to match a bunch of couplets at the end. You did hear them all, right?
I really
enjoyed myself too. I never knew Liyue's couplet poetry was so much fun.
You were amazing today, Noelle. You did so many couplets. Paimon especially liked your one about reading Heart of Clear Springs. Paimon never could have thought of that.
Miss Kelly Roy, are you okay? You look like you're getting tired.
Don't worry, I'm fine. Thanks for asking. Although, I do have a question I'd like to ask. Have all of you read Heart of Clear Springs?
Ну, допустим, мы сейчас со временем скажем, я читал.
I haven't actually read it.
My dad told me the story once. It's about a spring fairy and a young boy.
Oh, yes. The story of a spring fairy who left her homeland and met a boy under the moonlight in a faraway land. The boy poured out his heart to her, and she listened to his stories. Over time, the boy grew up and began to develop feelings for the spring fairy. But the spring fairy didn't understand human love and was afraid that making a promise to him would ultimately end in tragedy. And so, I don't know if Diona's father mentioned the part about the kiss to her.
In the end, the spring fairy left the boy and was never heard from again.
Видимо, не рассказывал.
Oh, yes, that's it. Many years went by, and the boy became an old man. But he never stopped believing that the fairy was real, and not just a dream.
Sounds like a tragic tale.
So, what do you guys think of the spring fairy in the story?
I'm sure she made her decision with the best of intentions, but the boy couldn't hope to understand why she left. It's a shame that the misunderstanding never got cleared up.
Well, do you think she should go back and see that boy again, if she ever had another chance?
Now? But isn't he an old man by the end of the story?
Isn't it a bit late? What if it just led to more regrets? Oh, sorry. Maybe I'm being too pessimistic.
If Paimon was that boy... Actually, Paimon would definitely want to see the spring fairy again, no matter how old Paimon got. After all, she's the love of his life, right?
I see.
Oh? Looks like the party's still going strong over here. Are you coming up with more couplets? Need my help?
Stick to hosting, Tone Deaf Bard. If you get involved, you'll only match every couplet yourself and not leave any for the rest of us.
I never knew you had such a high opinion of my abilities, Paimon. But the couplet games are all over now. Tomorrow's theme is freestyle poetry.
Do we have to share our own poems with everyone?
That's right. If you're not feeling confident, don't worry. It's never too late to register for Venti's Poetry Cram class.
Там ящерка на заднем плане.
I'll sign up.
Oh, me too.
Hold on there, Buster. Before you start peddling your classes, just how much freedom is there with this freestyle poetry exactly? Aren't there any requirements at all?
It's as free as the winds that blow. And there's nothing freer. There are no limits to genre, form, content, or anything else. So long as it comes from the heart, you're welcome to put it into poetry. Give it a try. There's no better chance to express your innermost thoughts.
Whoa, that's almost too much freedom. Paimon can't decide which way to go. Our travels, or maybe all the food that the travelers cooked for Paimon. Will you come too, Kelly Roy? Paimon wants to see what you write.
Oh, yes. there?
Ugh, my nose is starting to itch again. All right, I shall leave you to privately ponder your poems and bid you all good night. See you tomorrow.
Не, ну, кстати, ивент с Венти очень актуально проходить в Тяпницу. Ну, понимаете, да? Так, это была вторая глава, и сейчас, по идее, должна быть третья. Так, следующего дня с 8 до 10. Так, с 8 до 10.
Looks like we're a few people short today.
Morning, friends. Singcho said he wants to take some time and focus on writing poems, so he'll join us later.
Сутки ждал? Не, ну я в прошлый раз 1,5 ждала, так что... Слава богу, здесь не надо ждать реальный день, в смысле, а просто перемотать время.
Noelle has other duties today, so she asked me to tell everyone not to wait up for her.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. What about Kelly Roy, though? She said she'd be here.
I got here really early, but I haven't seen her yet.
Are you talking about the girl with the blue hair? I saw her on the bridge near Dihua Marsh during my morning training. She looked a little upset, so I didn't want to disturb her.
Upset? Oh no! What should we do? Was it something we said last night? Oh, Paimon's worried.
I agree. If she's run into some kind of trouble, I'd like to help her.
Huh? You're all going? Then I'm coming too.
Shall we start with the bridge? We're all here a little early, so there should be time.
Good idea. We'll be back in a jiffy.
Мне все же кажется, что или я забыла голос Дионы, или у нее актриса озвучки изменилась. Ну, скорее всего, конечно, первое, но все равно. Так. Идите к Лерою. А, ну, в принципе, недалеко. Давно не слышала ее. Ну да, я тоже так думаю, потому что последний раз я ее слышала, это... Кто меня опять там увидел? Это был какой-то ивент, тоже, кстати говоря. В Манштате он был, по-моему.
Oh, so this is the place? We ran into her here yesterday too.
Этот ненормальный таки будет сейчас тут стоять. Вы видите это? Как он грозно выглядит, так я сделаю скриншотец.
She looked like something was weighing on her mind then as well.
Причем музыка, мне кажется, сейчас играет боевая, а не та, которая должна играть ивентовая. Ай, он там что-то делает. Мне кажется, он меня убивает.
It's also not far from where we were dropping those leaves.
Huh. Leaves?
Oh, right. We were so busy matching couplets we forgot to mention.
Коротенько, минут у нас за 40 мы рассказываем.
Interesting. I wonder, could Miss Callie Roy have been the one who wrote that poem on the leaf?
Угу.
Well,
Кус!
maybe that.
Господи, Паймон, берегись! Паймон, беги! Вы видите это? Ой, жесть.
Oh, sorry.
А, вот это жесть.
Nothing. Well, nothing concrete. Just a hunch, I guess.
Ай, блин, какая жесть. Ты бы посмотри, как это грозно выглядит. Теперь он очень выразительно смотрит на ГГ. Сейчас Пайма скушает. Да тут всех сейчас скушает, мне кажется.
It's just that poem on the leaf kinda gave me the same feeling as when I saw her yesterday. So much sadness.
Да хватит там... Жесть.
Now that you mention it, this is upstream from where we found the poem.
Huh? Hey, look! Over there! Another leaf! Wow, you're right! And this one has writing on it too!
Все, надо... Заметили, да, музыка тоже изменилась. Та была боевая музыка. И сейчас вроде... Он, короче, он плюнул на нас. Он думает, так вы не хотите со мной играть? Ну и ладно, не больно, хотелось. И ушел. Да, сейчас проверим. Да, он отстал. Но забавно. Ну, конечно, этот балбес за спиной Пайман, это было страшно. Очень грозно он там смотрелся.
Why does it have to float so quickly?
Так, нет, нет, нет. Черт. Сейчас вообще эти будут на меня нападать. Зашибись.
Can't you just fly over and grab it? But Paimon can't swim. What if Paimon accidentally falls into the water?
Мы тебя выудим, Пайман. Так, уйди. Уйди от меня. Нет, 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 я на вас не реагирую. Новый квест, спасти Пайман. Значит, это какой-то альтернативненький немножко. Не предусмотрено разработчиками. Но выглядело, конечно, убойно. Я, кстати, это, по-моему, вишап. Терпеть их ненавижу. Хватит. Сдается мне, Калеро есть старичная фея. Да, мне кажется, это уже очевидно должно быть.
We finally caught it.
Ну, скажем так, океанида, фея, вот все, вот это вот все.
Are the words still legible, or have they been washed out?
Looks like the ink's intact. Let Paimon take a look at what it says.
Слишком беспалевно она спрашивала, что вы думаете, как следовало поступить фее. Единственное, что непонятно в таких случаях, мне кажется, когда речь про легенды такие идет речь, мне все время хочется предположить, что это не знаю, сотни лет назад было. А здесь такое ощущение, ну, то есть, если она задает вопрос, следует ли ей навестить этого человека, ну, видимо, не сотни лет, а десятки лет, ну, то есть, он реально, скорее всего, жив, просто, то есть, она еще может его посетить, а по ощущениям это какая-то легенда легендарная из серии 100-500 лет назад. К слову про время, на днях смотрел запись по Вальгале, помнишь, в Виноне свиток для ревнителей надо было сжечь. Задание было не так понято, и с медитацией ускорили время, и свиток попал к ревнителям. Не, слушай, не помню. И что? И все это фейл квеста был или нет? Стих на павшем листе. Чувство осталось, но время бежит слишком скоро. Мальчик у родника обернулся седым стариком. Когда сбудутся все мечты и все реки вернутся в море, мы пойдем с ним гулять по бескрайнему полю стихов. Но это звучит так, как будто она не хочет с ним, как стариком, увидеться.
Huh? This is related to the poem we wrote in reply yesterday. She must have picked up one of our leaves. Spring. Young boy.
Ну да, родниковая фея и мальчик.
It's looking a lot like Callie Rowe was the one who wrote this. She seems to care a lot about that story, huh? Actually, when Paimon first saw her, Paimon was wondering. Do you think... Is it possible that she's,
Based on the current and accounting for wind strength, everyone, please follow me.
Наш рекогносцировщик, господи, как это по-русски-то? Наверное, он может вычислить такие вещи. Ё-моё, ничего мы тут гуляем. То есть... И вообще... Ой, нет, нет, господи. И вообще у них оставалось совсем немножко времени перед конкурсом, да? Мне кажется, они уже пол Ливии обошли. Там был один ревнитель, но после этого на карте в Виноне уже оказалось 2 ревнителя, а у игрока 58 уровень, а самый легкий ревнитель 90 уровня. Мне теперь самому интересно, как он будет теперь качаться и ждать, когда станет хотя бы 90-м. Так, надо спасать Калерою.
Illusion shattered.
Callie Rowe, are you okay?
Эти.
What's that? It's a huge water droplet.
This is exactly what I saw the other day.
Huh? Why are you all looking at me like that? Oh no! My body... Is it...
That voice is definitely Callie Roy's.
How did this happen? Please wait a moment.
Она от волнения в капельку превратилась. Я был на работе, когда он стримил это, так бы я его поторопил сжечь свиток, но все. Не, ну если только перезагрузить сейф, но, видимо, это уже было не вариант. Не, ну это не океанида, как минимум.
Did I use up too much energy?
How did you... What's going on here? Miss Callie Rowe, are you some kind of adeptus?
No. I'm so sorry for deceiving you all for so long. Actually, I'm an Oceanid who flowed here from Fontaine long ago.
Да, все-таки это океанида. ЧТД.
What's an Oceanid?
Камон, Чунь-Юнь, ты не знаешь, что у вас босс в Ливии существует? Океанида называется. В свое время я этого босса очень не любила, пока не нашла команду для, ну, пати для нее, против нее.
Ah, the Grandmaster has mentioned them before. The Oceanids were the familiars of the former Hydro Archon. They all fled Fontaine after the Archon died and settled across the world.
Парень не в теме. В смысле, кто стримил, ты имеешь в виду, или что? Или ты про Геншин? Вот, они были фамильярами предыдущего Гидроархонта, который раньше правила Фонтейном. После смерти Гидроархонта они покинули Фонтейн и расселились по всему миру. Вот очень жду, когда, кстати, они расскажут более подробно про это. А, про Чунью, ну да, он это... Ну, слушай, океаниды это фишка все-таки из Фонтейна они же пришли. Но странно, что он океаниду в Лию не знает. Может быть, когда он туда приходит, она не вылазит из воды. Ну, в смысле, не дерется с ним. У него же чистый... Кто у него там? Чистый Юнь-Янь-Минь. Господи, как эта фигня называлась-то у него?
That's correct. Though, to tell you the truth, I can't even completely recall how I found myself here. I have a vague impression of my ancestral home, but I can't recall clearly anything I saw on my journey. All I know is that by the time I arrived in Mondstadt, I had lost most of my power and couldn't even sustain a physical form. Eventually, I settled in a place called Springvale, where I slowly began to regain my power. Springvale is a serene and beautiful place. The water that flows through there is clear and pure, just like the hearts of the people who dwell there.
So you're the Spring Fairy of Springvale?
Yes, Diona, and I remember you too, you know. When you were little, you often came to the spring at night to speak with me.
Подождите, но она там поселилась капелькой, а не в человеческой форме. Но она же не демон, чтобы его бояться. Ну, может быть, может быть, она его и не боится, просто не хочет связываться. Там, кстати, агрессивные же океаниды немножко. Ей вечно что-то не нравится. Не знаю. Ну, просто странно, что он мне впервые слышит об океаниде, когда именно первый раз, когда мы встречаемся с океанидами, именно в Люе. По-моему, то есть это именно не манштатский моб, ну, в смысле, босс, а именно Люи уже. Он, конечно, кстати, в самом начале, он как раз на границе, она на границе находится, но это все-таки уже Люи вроде бы. Ну, в принципе, может быть, он туда и не ходит. Тренируется в другом месте, но не знаю.
Really? You're not messing with me, are ya?
I always thought that was just a local legend.
Your favorite little pillow, the fish one? Its name is Bubbles, is it not?
Ой, какая милота, любимая подушечка в форме рыбки зовут Пузырьком.
Yep! All those childhood memories. So they weren't just a dream. So, if this is true, then all those things written on the leaves...
I see. So you were the ones who found my leaf. Well, you are correct. The Spring Fairy and Heart of Clear Springs is me.
No wonder you were asking us so many questions about it. So, the boy from the story...
is Finch.
Финч? А кто такой Финч? Мы его знаем?
I always loved listening to people's dreams. And still do, to this day. Whether they're beautiful, sad, or filled with emotions I couldn't understand at the time. One night, a little boy came to the spring. The tears that fell from his face were more fragile than a moonbeam, and purer than the morning dew.
Там эти капельки появились после выхода Фонтейна возле Океаниды. Не, ну Океанида появилась явно до Фонтейна, давно. Я просто не помню, может сейчас по приколу зайти к ним. К ней, она что-то там такое говорит по поводу чего-то там, то ли Архонта, то ли не Архонта. Вот, то есть мы в первый раз с ней встречаемся задолго до Фонтейна. Так что... Помню, как болтала с ним, когда начинала. А я вообще не помню.
I like humans and wanted to understand them better. I also wanted to make sense of the feelings contained in his tears that were then a mystery to me. Yes, we often met under the stars, sharing our stories with one another. Sometimes we'd stay up all night and see who would hear the first bird chirping from the boughs or the first cicada of summer.
Aw, that sounds lovely.
But one day, just like the book says, I saw an emotion in Finch's eyes that I couldn't reciprocate. I felt out of my depth, in uncharted waters. But I knew all too well that we Lockfolk face a very different fate from that of humans. Whatever was happening, I didn't want it to lead to Finch writing a chapter of his life that he would later come to regret.
Дедушка в Спрингвейле стоит возле пруда. Ну, сейчас придем к нему, мне кажется. Ну, и даже если мы сейчас по сценарию до него не дойдем, мы можем к нему заглянуть и так ведь. Если он там есть. Ну, в смысле, это обычный непись, который там все время тусит. Если вдруг по сюжету не дойдем до него сейчас. По сюжетке ивента.
So, I fled and never appeared before him again.
Угу.
Oh, Callie Roy.
My strength returns very slowly, and even after decades, I can only sustain a physical form for a very short time.
Ну да, они, получается, говорили с капелькой каждый раз. Ну или с водой, наверное, правильнее сказать. Наверное, слышали голос, но... Смотрите, там на заднем плане Вишап. Как подозрительно он... Это вот, наверное, тот же самый, который нас преследует, да? Пайман, беги, если чё.
I once hoped that Finch would be able to move on and meet me when the stars in the night sky have all gone out. But after seeing so many people's stories and hearing about all their dreams, I have gradually come to understand Finch's heart. This feeling of wanting to respond to his feelings is surging relentlessly in my chest, and I can no longer restrain it.
Я когда на рыбалку бегал, какие были те капельки. А, ты имеешь в виду... Ну вот как капельки, скорее всего, появились действительно с выходом Фонтейна. Это да.
But I'm also scared. Scared that if I go and see him now, I'll bring nothing but disappointment. And even more pain when it comes time to part.
Oh.
It really is a difficult choice.
Please go see him.
Ой, как он.
I know Grandpa Finch, and he's a really kind person. When I was struggling to learn how to draw maps, he was always encouraging me, telling me not to give up, always keep trying, and get out there and have some adventures. He often tells me stories about his past, but I've never once seen a look of regret or sadness in his face. And even though Grandpa Finch loves adventures, he still stands there by the spring, every day, as if he's waiting for something. I believe that he's serious about his feelings for you, Miss Callie Roy. He's never stopped hoping that he'll see you again one day. So if you want to see him too, then what are you waiting for? Huh? Oh, sorry. I think I got a bit too excited and I just thought, well, it just sort of came out.
I understand. That settles it. I've decided. I will go back and see Finch.
You will? Amazing! That's great!
But I'd like to ask all of you for some help.
Sure. Just say the word. We'll help you any way we can.
Would you come to Springvale with me and help to bring Finch to my side?
Конечно, мы ж не хотим это пропустить.
I cannot maintain this form for much longer, and I'm worried others will see me how I was just before.
Leave it to me. I'm really close with Grandpa Finch.
Also, please keep Finch's in my secret. I wouldn't want Springvale's tranquil waters to become agitated on account of all this.
Your secret is safe with me.
I won't tell anyone. That's a promise.
Great. I can't thank you all enough.
What's wrong? Are you gonna turn back into a water droplet?
No, I'm sorry. It's just that my mind's racing. As much as I want to talk to him again, I'm still worried that I won't have the words when the time comes. A poem? Okay, good idea. I'll write him a poem. And it will be called Heart of Clear Springs.
Так, ладно. Где он у нас? Да. А, это там, где я периодически что-то собирала. Так, подождите. Сейчас мы туда отправимся. Я помню, я почти это помню. Ай-яй-яй. Так. Где он? Ой, я тут рыбку ловила. Ну, в смысле, собирала. Она тут плавает.
Are you okay?
It's nothing. I'm just scared that I won't be able to maintain this form much longer.
Okay, don't panic. Wait here, Caliroe. I'll go fetch Grandpa Finch.
Take it slow, Diona. Finch isn't a young man anymore. He's not as steady on his feet. I can still hold on a bit longer.
Okay, stay strong. You can do it.
Я не знаю, почему нельзя было превратиться в капельку, добежать до сюда капелькой и уже здесь превратиться в человека. А?
How are you holding up? Would you like some support, Miss Caliroe?
You can also lean on Paimon if you need.
Thank you, all of you.
Так, а ты что говоришь? Драмы не будет. Так. Ну, будет такое. Так, давайте без спойлеров. А, это же самое говорят.
Thank you.
А, мы тоже должны побежать? Я думала, это... Ну, ролик я не видела. Я знаю, что он вышел. Я его не смотрела специально, чтобы не заспойлерить себе. Ролик такой нарисованный, насколько я помню. Насколько я видела вот в превьюшке. А, это вот он.
Is that Diona? You're back early today.
Today's your special day, Grandpa Finch. Can you come with me?
Oh? Well, where are we going?
Over there, to the waterfall.
Did you catch a nice little fishy?
Большую рыбку.
Just come with me already. This is extremely important.
But I promised your father that I'd go to the...
Привет, Гриш.
Grandpa Finch.
All right. All right. No need to get worked up. I'm right behind you.
А вот, кстати, на заднем плане, по-моему, как раз папа, вот справа. Это ж как раз папа Дионы, по-моему. Вот который с ушками.
That's more like it. Now come on, I'll help you.
Draft's daughter is just like him when she's on a mission.
Вон, собственно, как раз справа он. Мне кажется, она превратится обратно в это, в капельку. Она же сказала, что много не сможет так быть.
Over here, over here. It's okay, Grandpa Finch. Take your time.
What's all this? What are all these people doing here? Even Mika's here? How's work been going lately? And even some friends from abroad, if I'm not mistaken. You do know that today's not my birthday, don't you?
Greetings, Mr. Finch. My name is Chong Yoon. We all met at the poetry gala, and... well, there's someone we'd like to introduce you to.
Хотя я так и не понял, кто ее мама, где она. Мне кажется, нам не рассказывали про маму. Ну, в смысле, ничего мы не знаем. Ну, по крайней мере, я не помню. Может быть, может быть, у Дионы встречи есть, и там как-то это упоминается. Но я что-то сомневаюсь.
Finch.
That voice. Kelly Rowe.
I didn't think you'd still remember.
I remember. I remember all right. How could I ever forget?
Он уже плачет. Так, я держусь.
Although your appearance is different than I recall, back then you looked like you'd stepped right out of a fairy tale. But I'm one to talk. Of course a fairy from a fairy tale can change forms. But in your eyes, I'm probably the one who's changed beyond all recognition.
Oh, even after all these years, you still know just what to say to make me laugh.
I thought you were only able to appear in the dead of night. There have been times when I've wondered whether it really was all a dream.
I'm sorry I kept you waiting for so long, Finch.
Oh, it can't have been that long. It's been but the blink of an eye, really.
Finch, would you like to hear a poem I wrote for you?
A poem? You write poetry now? Well, of course. I'd be delighted to listen. I'll hang on every word that leaves your lips.
In that case, let me read you a story about the spring fairy.
И сейчас будет ролик. Да.
Far from my native land I roamed. In streams I slept, many seasons I met as the sun set and rose. I searched for a garden to call a home, and the moonlight ebbed as the water flowed.
Вынырнула.
A soft breeze beckoned me unto a spring. Sleep, weary wanderer, your journey is over. May the dancing petals sweeten your slumber. At dawn, I hummed the melody of a distant stream, and the songs in the night serenaded my dreams. A boy's tender tears trembled through the water, stirring me more than any starlight sonata. He wove me a wreath from past petals and future buds. I crossed beyond the veil of dreams to the realm of flesh and blood. Look at the love that shines from his eager gaze. Answer the call of his heart, lest this moment go to waste. The kittens and fireflies invited my heartstrings to sing, but I was a stranger to the melody of mankind, and knew not how this tune should begin. As the river of dreams trickled into the ocean blue, every time a crystal fly flapped its wings, older it seemed he grew. But I learned to fathom human ways each stumbling step I took, and clouds of confusion became crystal clear in the vulnerable verse I wrote. As seed yearns for soil and trees for the sun, a once foreign melody inside my heart sung, and it cried out your name on every string it could strum. Now I give my dream to you. May it be in your slumber a sweet spring to quench your thirst. Now, I hand my heart to you. praying my belated promise might meet, still with your trust.
Вот теперь она выглядит как океанида.
Yes. This is how I remember you from when we first met. All those years ago. It really has been a long, old time, hasn't it?
Finch,
It's okay. I understand. Your poem, it explains everything.
Thank you, Finch. Please, take this.
It's so beautiful.
This is a droplet of water condensed from my own power. Finch, I don't have a physical form like humans, and I can't stay by your side. I don't know how long it'll be before I can change back into human form again. But as long as this droplet remains with you, our hearts will always be connected, no matter the distance between us. I will always be one with the spring. From this day onwards, if you call me, I will meet you in your dreams.
Oh, it's so romantic.
You've really learned a lot, haven't you? And you don't even mind that the kids are watching.
Да ладно, вы ж ничего противозаконного не делаете, чтобы смущаться. Пока не делаете.
Does it bother you?
На днях Tales of Arise на платину прошел, наиграл 70 часов. Слушай, а там, кстати, DLC вроде вышло. Или выходит скоро. Ты не играл? Я все еще не прошла, даже не играла в оригинал, но вот DLC вроде недавно вышло. По крайней мере, трейлеры я видела. Ну, в смысле, видела, что они вышли.
How could it possibly? This is the happiest moment of my life. I just worry that once I go to sleep, I won't ever want to wake up again.
Huh? Don't say that.
I'm only joking. It seems that you still have much to learn.
Is that right?
Grandpa Finch and Kelly Rowie look so happy. Oh, what a perfect moment.
Perfect moment.
Diona, thank you for fetching Finch for me. I've never forgotten you either.
I used to chat with you a lot. Wasn't it ever annoying?
Of course not. You are one of the truest friends I have in the entire world.
Выходит только предзаказ идет сейчас. А, ну то есть еще не вышло. Угу. Правда, хрен... Прошу прощения. Фиг знает, как его покупать. DLC-то теперь.
That's why I gave you your gift, so that a part of me could always be with you.
Так.
Huh?
Wait. So is Diona's ability to mix delicious drinks from disgusting ingredients a blessing from this water spirit?
Из отвратительных ингредиентов, да, родниковой феи. Класс.
And if so, is it also possible that my pure yang spirit is a gift from some being?
Тоже, кстати, интересно.
My physical form is about to disappear.
Yes?
I've never regretted meeting you or deciding to talk to you that night. Not once. All these long years. Not for a single moment.
It probably goes without saying, but neither have I.
Although it was different from in the stories. That fateful night, I never gave you that kiss. This gift that represents my promise and my love, I give it to you now.
Пайман, закрой глаза, Диона, закрой глаза. Так, ладно, мне кажется, Диона все-таки мельче Пайман.
It's okay, everyone.
Наверное, все закрыли.
She's gone now.
What? But Paimon didn't get a chance to say goodbye. Grandpa Finch?
Don't worry now. She hasn't gone far. Just like she said, she'll always be one with the spring. By our side and in our dreams.
Грустно как-то. Ну, с одной стороны, грустно, но, не знаю, я бы не сказала, что прям... не знаю, мне... То есть, с одной стороны, я понимаю, что как бы не тот хэппи-энд, который мог бы быть, с другой стороны, не знаю, мне кажется, красиво сделали. Ну, то есть, скажем так, я скорее ощущаю это как хэппи-энд, чем прям что-то грустненькое, прям страшно грустненькое. То есть, они вместе, они наконец-то вместе, они рядом, они будут видеться, слышаться, общаться, ну просто немножко по-другому. Плюс она же сказала, что это ведь не значит, что они прям в физической форме вообще больше не увидятся. Она просто не знает, когда она снова сможет принимать физическую форму. Я надеюсь, что не еще через 50 лет. Ну, то есть есть шанс, что они еще увидятся за его жизнь. Конечно, понятное дело, что он уже старец и, условно говоря, сегодня-завтра, а может еще через 10-20 лет, но тем не менее. Шансы есть, так что, не знаю, мне кажется, я в них верю, вот так вот.
She's already talking about printing a poetry anthology. She said she can't wait for everyone's final words because I'm itching to pull the trigger. By which I assume she meant she eagerly anticipates receiving everyone's freestyle poetry submissions to help her close the deal.
Where have you all been? I've been waiting here forever.
С учетом того, как мы бегали по всему Лио, и еще и Mondstadtу, я вообще удивлена, что они успели вовремя куда-то.
Perhaps they lacked sufficient inspiration and wished to have an emergency communion with nature. And with any luck, I'll bet they heard some fine poetry along the way.
Угу, даже с мультиком.
How death-barred? Does this mean that right from the start you...
Подробности мы уже не узнаем. Ну, с одной стороны, да, с другой стороны, я считаю, все, повторюсь, я считаю, что это хэппи-энд. С самого начала мы дали слово. А мне кажется, он знал, он же архонт, он мог понять, кто она. Тем более Океанида на его территории, как говорится.
Treat us to a nice meal!
Huh? Did I? Very well. Since the traveler agrees, then it looks like I can't escape this time. Diona! Dear Diona, could I trouble you to fix us a couple of your delicious beverages?
You wish. All right. Well, normally I'd never agree, but since I happen to be in a good mood today...
Huh? So, just what have you guys been up to all this time? Why does it feel like there are some unspoken words hanging in the air here that everyone is privy to but myself?
Really? Must be the breeze. You're reading way too much into it.
Yeah, that's right. We're just, taking a walk. Inspiration walk, since it worked so well last time.
Остались мелочи. Ну, остались, кстати, сайд-квесты и, собственно, мини-игры.
So even Mika's in on it? Chongyun, how about you tell me what happened on the sly? I've just remembered that I heard about a haunted house recently that you'll definitely want to check out.
По-моему, он его шантажирует.
I'm willing to bet that even your pure Yang spirit won't be able to scare off these demons.
I appreciate the gesture, but no thanks. Not this time. And I'm starting to think that maybe this pure Yang spirit isn't such a bad thing after all.
Huh? What the? What's gotten into you?
Это все поняли.
Okay, that confirms it. I call shenanigans. Something big definitely went down here.
Шенанигенс. Но он ему не расскажет. Все, мы прошли. Прикиньте, мы прошли. Да, я правильно все понимаю? Ей, сердце родника, кстати, снимок. Его можно... Снимок, который можно разместить в чайнике или нет? Где? Где эта фигня? Ну, в смысле, не фигня, а это... Что мне дали? Куда мне это убрали? Где оно? Господи, это что, все у меня валяется? Вот оно. Это что? Да, это можно... Да, уже вижу, в обители можно разместить. Прикольно. Красиво. Надо будет. А это что? Мамер. Господи, я их... Надо, кстати, поизучать. Так, давайте быстренько попробуем пройти сайт-квестики. И, наверное, на этом все. Вот они, да, получается? Ну да, вот они. Это новый ивент. Так. Ну вот они, здесь все мини-игры. Так, ты-дыщ. Тут они, наверное, все. О, какая-то мелодия. Давайте поговорим. Ну да, тут уже без болтовни. Ну, мне ивент понравился. Мне все еще... Мимо меня все еще стихоплетство, конечно, и их поэзия. Но, скажем так, та часть с океанидой мне определенно понравилась. Ну и небольшие разъяснения по поводу Дионы, получается, Чунь Юня тоже было прикольно. Какой он болтун, а? Фоточки делать. Понятно. Да, все, я поняла. Можно я пойду? Да, конечно. С диалогом. Да. Господи. Да блин, ну серьезно. Блин, отстань. Да. Ну все. Так. Кто у нас там еще? Вот это. А, собственно, это он и есть. Не, зачем я спрашивал поподробнее? Ну, хоть этот меньше болтает. А, это боевой. Так, ладно. И вот это. И еще один. Угу, понятно. Ладно. Так, ну вроде все. Вообще не любит говорить ни разу прям. Ага, трындел мне тут, блин. Так, ну все, получается. Ивент мы прошли. Так ведь? Мы молодцы. Уложились в 3 часа. Сейчас я еще кое-что проверю. Потому что, ну, судя по всему... Ну, блин, мы застряли. Что ты делаешь? Сейчас я проверю. Точнее, я, скорее всего, наверное, проверю уже вне стрима. Мне интересно, есть ли где-то наши товарищи, с кем можно потрындеть. Я вот тут их не вижу, но, возможно, они где-то в других местах. Ну, вы помните, такое в последнее время стали делать, когда участники ивента где-то находятся на карте, и с ними можно поболтать. Но я думаю, это я уже буду делать вне стрима. В принципе, главное мы сделали. Вот. И я считаю, мы молодцы. Ну, повторюсь, мне в целом ивент норм. По крайней мере, та часть, которая была... Подожди, Саю или Диона? Что за около журавлика это где? У какого храма? Почему Саю? Вот. История с океанидой мне понравилась, но вот стихи прям вообще не мое. Так, ладно. Потом я посмотрю это. Сейчас я красивенько вернусь сюда. В общем, еще раз всем спасибо за компанию. Лайки, подписки, колокольчики. Напоминаю о том, что завтра будет большой-пребольшой хоррор-стрим, на который вы дружно задонатили. С Мальвиной, как и положено. Вот, начнется он в 13:00, в час дня. И, ну, до вечера, по идее. Ну, примерно часов 8 он обычно идет. В общем, ждем вас завтра. Обязательно прибегайте. Стрим длинный, поэтому есть шанс забежать, как говорится. Даже если не сначала, не до конца, но, надеюсь, все-таки от и до. Ну, правда, это тяжело, наверное. Ну, в общем, надеюсь, до завтра. Еще раз всем спасибо и пока-пока.